Yes, if I confirm, it's your boy Foxy P in the building. I like your boy. The chopper of them and the fryer of plantain. Yes, 1995, 1999 Gidigbo champion. First Igbo governor of Lagos State. Baba say yes, he can say yes, we fit. Yes, Father confirm. Yes, Father confirm. It's your top Foxy P in the building. I like your boy coming at you with another episode of the Africa Today show. Ginger. You don't even understand. You are thanking me for doing 2 back-to-back shows. Not understanding, I'm thanking you for watching those 2 shows. And those things came from the spirit, they came from the soul. Which is why today we're doing once again another episode of the no notepad, no notebook, no notes, no nothing. We're coming straight off the top Thursdays. It's a beautiful thing. Too many things have been happening in Africa. Crazy. You've seen our Olympic team. They went out there, they did their thing, they tried their best, everybody competed. But then our boys were the only ones that got the medal. So Koporona Hakabiko, Nigerian soccer team, getting the bronze medal. It's not an easy thing, it's an easy thing. How many of you have won inter-house sports? None! And then looking at all the other countries, people are like, oh, America won how many 100 and something medal, Britain won how many, boom, boom, boom. If you look at the people that are running for them, let's keep it real. Most of those children that are running for America should be running for Niger. Yes, it's our children that they took away with slavery, confirm. If you look at the people that are running for Great Britain, their own is not even slavery. So if you can even see our names, for Lauren Shaw, Alawo, Wakedi, you'll be seeing Igbo names, Yoruba names inside there. You know that, yeah, they're part of us. Even people that are running for Greece, Japan. Japan is winning silver medal in 4x100 meters. I was looking at it like, how the hell is this happening? Because they themselves, they have machinery, confine, all those kind of schools, all those private schools in Nigeria back in the day, when they're playing Principal Cup soccer. You'd be like, why is this private school in the final? Not knowing that they have machinery, people that, they are not students though, these people are vulcanizers that's near the school. They're the ones that now came in and they now ran the whole thing. So it's a beautiful thing, we thank God for it, But then Ghana didn't win any medal. Looking at all the other countries, Zimbabwe did not win any medal. It got so bad for them that the president, Robert Mugabe, now called and said they should arrest all the athletes because they went there to go and waste money. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He went to Olympic. Olympic is always for peace, so for people to just be living in peace, in togetherness. Because of that, people now went there and now want to arrest them. It reminded me of one in Iraq. Was it Iraq? Yeah, Iraq. When they went for one football competition and they didn't win anything, they lost all their matches. When they came back, Saddam Hussein said she give them strokes of cane. You have some people that are living in a country where they are even afraid. Cuba, back in the day, Cuban boxers used to be so afraid of losing their matches because they don't know if they can come back and they can shoot them in the head by Fidel Castro. So it's a crazy thing when sports now turn into something that people are doing life and death, which is one of the reasons why I don't really follow the Premiership as much as I could. My brother is a huge Arsenal fan, so when you guys see me tweet about Arsenal, it's not because me myself really care. It's because I'm looking at it like, why is this sports like a game that people are playing? And because a team lost, a team that doesn't even know that you exist. Oh, I can't believe this. Manchester United lost. I won't eat today. I've lost my appetite. People will be going home and beating their wife. Because of a game. It don't make no sense to me. I'm just like, cancel the game then. That's the way it's supposed to be. Because it doesn't make any sense if you look at the whole ramification of the whole thing. Why do we have to now, something that's supposed to give us happiness? If it doesn't give us happiness, it now has to give us sadness. No, I will never put my soul into something that's not even controlled by me. I'm here sitting here in my house. You have people that are professional football players that are now playing a game where they are kicking ball inside net. And because one person scored 2 goals, the other one scored only 1. I will now be sad. God forbid. I'd rather die to fear. It's ridiculous. But I still believe that, a lot of the African countries, when it comes to the Olympics, we're competing in sports we should not be competing in. We have to really, rediscover ourselves, take a step back and look at it and say, you know what? Am I really in the right sport for myself? Confirm. Think about it now. Kenya has done a good job. They know for a fact that they have children that are living in a mountaintop that every single day, day and night. These people are grown men weighing 125 pounds at the age of 30. They are built to be long distance runner. Confirm. If your lung is the size of this, but your heart is like this small, what are you worried about? Belly small. See, they don't even have belly. All they have is abdomen. Confirm. It's a beautiful thing. So they've perfected it. They know that that's what they're supposed to be competing in. But you see Nigeria competing in all kinds of sports we have no business in. First of all, I have a huge problem with the fact that we don't even send the right people out there. If you want to look for people that are going to run 100 meters, don't go and look for athletes. So don't go to the national stadium. Go and look for all those boys that are selling gala in Go Slow. All those people that are selling gala in Oshodi. Where, you know, when inside your car, you want to buy gala. Gala, come. You collect the gala before you give the guy money. The guy will not start pursuing. Because you can't give them the money first. Because if you give them that money first and then the hold up not clear, as your driver is trying to run speed, the guy will stay with your change. So you have to call him first, collect the gala first, and then they will pursue you. Is it those boys that are selling Our Lady's bread? It's called Our Ladies, but on the slang, Our Lady's bread, right there on that Niger bridge. You see those boys when they are tearing race like this. The same person that's selling you bread will be on the run. He will not ask you, do you want akara? Do you want akara? He can now run. Go and pick the akara from inside the woman's frying pan with raw hand and pursue you and catch that car before you eat in Newi and give you the akara. Those are the people that should be running for us. What about people that are rowing? I saw, shout out to the girl, young lady that went to go and row for Nigeria. She went and represented herself. She didn't take any money from the Nigerian government whatsoever. She went down and represented us. But I believe she's not the right person to be rowing for us. We should go and bring those boys from Niger Delta. Those ones that can just, they'll be in Port Harcourt and they'll tell you that, when I do the party, for Bayelsa, I'll see you in 30 minutes. They'll start rowing. Quack. Those are the people that should be competing for us. Even if you look at the sports that we're competing in, these are white men's sports. Pole vault. Why are you even competing in pole vault? Unless you're an armed robber that are using the pole vault to scale over fence. There's no reason for it to be in pole vault. What we should be doing is our own national sports. Things like snake and ladder, Ludo. Imagine if they carry boys, all those boys that be playing gamble inside boarding house. I'm rolling siki. Bro, siki 3. Come on now. Give me 3. Oh, I don't chop am. Confirm. Let's play that. Can we play draft? Where you can just be chop. Give me crown. What about what? Bah. I want crosses. Like, I want cross. Like, okay, I'll give you a cross. Hold on. Pick 2, hold on, general market, hold on, last guy, check up, banzai. You see the number of medals will be collected. These are things that we should look into. Or corruption, we can be good at that. Or even fighting war, no, we won't be really good at that, because if you look at what Boko Haram is doing to us in northern Nigeria right now, it makes you now reconsider things. Of which I read an article today, which I thought was very interesting. They were making a very good point. They said now that the government or the army is really making all these, like, success in the northeastern part of Nigeria with like Boko Haram. So is there anything that's being done for what the situation is going to look like after the war ends? And I was like, where are you coming from? Of which I didn't even know this. It's not the Nigerian army that's doing the best work right now, ladies and gentlemen. You have some people that they call the vigilante. They call them the Joint Task Force, as their official name, JTF, Civilian Joint Task Force. These are just like regular boys, men, people that are just tired of the whole Chibok parole and everything else that are from that Borno area that said, you know what, we're not going to let Boko Haram destroy us. These are the ones that are the success story behind what the military is achieving right now, because they are from those communities. So they can actually go into a place and look and say, yo, this guy is not from this village, he's actually Boko Haram. And they can do what they need to do to command them from their premises. So I thought it was just a few people, because anytime you hear vigilante, you're thinking of us old hunters that are just carrying dang gun. Of which I didn't know there was almost 30,000 of these touts. So there's 30,000 of them doing this work. They're pretty much doing this thing. They're living above the law. I'm hearing that they themselves too are committing some kind of extrajudicial killing, which I believe that if you catch any Boko Haram person that has bombed or is looking to bomb or has the possibility of bombing in the next 35 years, kill him, use hand, hold him for neck. You don't need no court, no need no nothing. Quote me, Fox P said, confirm. These days we're living in social media age where somebody can now blow up. When you now blow up, they now come and bring your old video where you were saying that you don't care about extrajudicial killing. That's right, I said it's confirmed. And I'm the same one who supported back in the Raji Rasaki time, Lagos State Governor, when they were killing armed robbers in Bar Beach. I loved it. It was a beautiful thing. Every Saturday you wake up 10 a.m. before Cadbury breakfast television and you can watch them shooting armed robber, firing squad. And if the armed robber don't die because they have jazz in their body, the soldiers will bring out the bullet and they will piss on it, they'll put it back inside the gun. Oh yeah, let me see whether you're not mod. Oh, everybody will mod. Come on now. Every man has his day when he's going to leave this earth. So they're saying, what are they going to do? for this 30,000 joint task force people. They're living above the law right now, doing extrajudicial killing. They need to be rehabilitated. First of all, there needs to be some therapy being offered to them, of which in Nigeria I've never really heard of therapy unless you tell your pastor that you're about to kill your mother. That's when they can come out and give you deliverance. Nigeria will believe that deliverance is therapy. So they need to be rehabilitated and need to be given jobs, training, money, whatsoever. If Niger Delta people who were killing soldiers could have been given billions of dollars, why can't we do that for these guys that are out there doing heavy things, you know, in that Boko Haram area? But we know how Nigeria is now. There's no oil that's coming from there. Those people don't have any kind of thing to contribute to the economy. So they're probably going to be forgotten. Ginger. Now let's change approach. I don't know whether people are following this story that came out of Abeokuta, Ogun State. Apparently there was this Nigerian man who decided to name his dog Buhari. He named the dog Buhari. He wrote the name of the dog on the dog's body. He was not carrying the dog. He went through the Hausa part of town, you know, through their market and everything. And people were complaining. All of a sudden, police now carried him. So the guy is actually under arrest right now, which I thought was very amazing, because you don't know how God wants to work. You know, God is omnipotent, omnipresent. He will always push things to just do some kind of kalu. So I was wondering, I was like, yo, you arrested this guy. What did he do wrong? He went and named his dog Buhari. Good. Forgetting that free speech allows you to do whatever you want. That name Buhari itself, okay, yeah, that's the president's name. But which laws are out there in the books that say you cannot name your animal after the president? Forgetting that when we're in Nigeria, you know Nigeria now, we don't really, in all of Africa, we don't really like get a dog and name it anything soft, fluffy, bubbles, blanket, like all these white people here in America. We don't do that. You give your dog a hard name, because you have only one reason for keeping that dog. Dog are not pets. Dog is to assist the gate man if armed robber come, confirm. So I remember when growing up, we had dog that we named Danger. We have Fire. We have Zangief from Street Fighter. That one is on is just bite. Big teeth. It just to bite. Anything biteable, confirm. You have all these dogs that you only release at night. You don't release them during the day. Dog that you don't even give food in the afternoon time, because you want them to be hungry at night. So if any kind of armed robber that God wants to punish, just fly people's fence. Armed robber with their shouting, hey. They don't know that thing is a late night snack. Yes. A burrito from Taco Bell. Confirm. So I'm wondering, we're always giving our dogs. I remember one of our first dogs that we had, female dog with attitude. We named it Thatcher, after Margaret Thatcher, the first female prime minister of the UK. So when I heard about this whole situation, I thought it was a joke, you know, till all the bigger media started carrying it, and I was like, dang, this thing is actually true, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. A man really did name his dog Buhari, and now the guy has been arrested. He's been tried to court. He's pretty much waiting for bail right now. He's in prison custody, and they set the bail for 50,000. They want 50,000 from two people who are from Abeokuta and everything else. So I hit up one of my attorney friends, Sherry Fulu, who's one of the finest legal minds I know. He went secondary school together. Then he now decided to go to the UK, went to go and study, become a barrister there, LLB Hans or whatever they call it. Now came back to Nigeria, went to the law school that we have in Abuja, worked for the biggest law firm that we have in Lagos, I think it was Aina Blackson or whatever. And then from there, now moved over to his own private practice now. So I hit him up like real late. It was like almost like, 3 in the morning, the time in Nigeria. I was like, yo bro, like, is this thing actually legal? Because I noticed that they're not even quoting federal law, they are quoting Abeokuta law. They say the guy was consulting or constituting a nuisance, and it's against the Abeokuta, the Ogun State laws. So I hit him up, I was like, yo, does this make sense? He was like, well, I see where they're coming from, because criminal laws are state legislated. So basically, there's no federal criminal laws. It's like state. Which I thought was interesting. I was like, dang, I didn't know states had that kind of power to introduce laws. But anyways, take a step back. Let's keep going. So, it's a state law. So I was now like, but does it make sense? He said, well, in an instance, take for instance, like somebody's getting married. You now decide to enter inside that place wearing only pants. You're constituting a public nuisance. Yes, you're in a public place where people are getting married, but you're constituting a nuisance, so they can call the police and police can come and carry you, and that's what they'll try for. That's what they're trying this guy for. And I was like, dang, Nigeria doesn't understand what they're doing, though. Because if you look at the big picture of things, this is a country that we already have investors leaving. Apparently, there was a South African big company that's in charge of hotels and everything that just left Nigeria. You have a lot of people that have left without us even telling us. Ajib has left, low key. They didn't tell nobody. I'm pretty sure that Texaco and Mobile are about to leave. They didn't really tell anybody. Shell already sold all of their oil wells that they had in Nigeria to other third parties. So, people are already exiting. It's just remaining MTN, and MTN is never going to leave because the amount of money that people are making is just so much. My dad was telling me a story about MTN, telling me that, there was a time when they first came in the first 2-3 years, I think maybe probably like 99, 2000, where MTN did not really do their accounting. Their GL, the general ledger, was so banged up and so messed up. But they didn't care because the amount of money they were making was so much. The only time you really check to see what's in your pocket is when you're almost broke. But they didn't really care how much was in their pocket because they were making so much money. This is back in the day when we're buying 1 minute of credit was like 60 naira. Now I know it's significantly less. So things have definitely changed. Back then when you can buy credit of 500 naira. Before you talk for 5 minutes, that's when people will be like, hello, how far now? I'll wait for you for outside church. Do quick. Now you fine. Then you not call them back. That's when people used to constantly just be flashing you. Brr. As soon as you answer, hello, they're off. That's when I'm minus 60 naira. Of which I'll be like, my nigga, just talk to me for that first minute, please. Even if it means for me to pay, I'll pay it. So that one is going on. I've decided, hopefully I'll be able to do this. I already reached out to my boy. I was like, look, if you can find out which lawyers are out there in Abeokuta or whatever, we'll pay that bill. How much is 50,000 naira? That's pennies on a dollar. So we'll cover that whole thing. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go into another thing right now that's going on. That's touching my spirit. It's touching my spirit. It's touching my soul. I've talked about this a long time ago. And it was mainly around our women, our African women. When I said, look, stop waiting for these African men to do right by you. Go ahead and marry who you want to marry. Because I've noticed across the board, being a wedding MC, I just did my 29th wedding this past weekend in Detroit. Happy married life to them. I've noticed, I'm like, usually if you see a picture on Instagram or Facebook or on Twitter or whatever of a black woman with a white guy, guys will just be like, If we see African sister with a Igbo man, we'll be like, oh, auntie, we're done. Hopefully you go collect your passport from this guy. Nobody's really stressed. But I've noticed across the board, anytime I see an African man with a white woman, there's always comma from our women. The guys don't care. They'll be dapping me up like, oh, we're done. But her sister, she's not even getting her. So if she sit down like this, she's going to pin her. Confirm. She's sitting on that bone. It can't really work. So I don't know why you're doing that to yourself. Because me personally, I'm super attracted to African women. I can't even explain it. I think it's because I grew up in a home with a very strong African woman. And as everything else in life, you want to make sure you marry somebody that mirrors that wife image or that mother image that you grew up. Same reason why a lot of women would always look for a man that's similar to their fathers. But I feel like, don't be limiting yourselves. Because I think that's where that feeling comes from. Sure, you understand? I feel like that's why when they see an African man with a white woman, they're like, because African Ape's brother just got married, to a white woman. And I was looking at the comments, like, oh, wow. So he couldn't even find a nice Nigerian girl to marry. I'm like, nobody can rub amen powder for another person rashes. Confirm. What another man eats will not make you shit. So why worry about that? Go out there and interact and deal with things. Of which I was not happy with all these dating websites and all these dating apps like Tinder or whatsoever. Talking to some of my homegirls, they're like, oh, this white guy just swiped me right. Because they like that sugar, they want that chocolate, confirm. They want that Bonvita. They want to eat some of your Milo. Let them taste the taste, let them feel the feeling, confirm. So free your spirit, free your soul. You still have women today that will say, oh, not only would they make sure that they must marry an Igbo guy because they're Igbo, but they will tell you that no, he must be from the same Umuezoka local government area. If the guy is not from Nnewi, I can't marry him. And I'm like, have you done the math? What's the population of that your village? What is it, like 30,000? How many of them graduated from college? maybe like 4,000. Out of all those 4,000, how many of them are men? Maybe like 2,000. Out of that 2,000, how many of them are married? Maybe like 500. Out of that 500, how many of them are within the age range that you're looking for? Maybe like 45. Out of those 45, how many of them will treat you the way you believe you should be treated? Maybe like 2. So you're going to limit, in this whole world, you're going to limit your options of who you can be with for the rest of your life to only 2 men. You end up selling yourself short. Because I'm tired of seeing these things. As a wedding MC, I see it all the time. A lot of women that, they end up settling for less than what they are worth. You see a lot of women who they've achieved so much in life. You've done so much. You've gone to school. You listen to your parents. You went to school. You got your first degree. You got your second degree. You graduated now as a doctor, lawyer, engineer, pharmacist, accountant, whatever you're doing. Then they turn around. And because we as Nigerian men, I've said this before many times, we as Nigerian men, we don't really follow up. Because we are African men, we come to America, we get caught up in that whole idea of us being black. So we now start feeling like, yo, swag, yo, my name Tuck, but you can call me T. It'll be not, but you can call me Old Bay. All that kind of stuff. My name's Sean, but you can call me Sean. Things like that. We start to assimilate the culture. We go so deep in that assimilation of the culture, we forget where we're from. We forget the reason for us to be here. So what now happens is our women who are very focused, get into school, do what they need to do, graduate on time, and then they turn around and they're like, okay, who are my peers? Who's around my age? Who I can date with the idea of getting married to? But then they turn around and there's nobody. There's nobody that can match them on their intellectual level. Nobody that can match them on their earning potential. Nobody that can match them in terms of looking to the future and saying that, look, I'm trying to be the Michelle to your Barack. Nobody. So what did they end up doing? They do one or two things. Either they go back to Nigeria to go and find somebody where they matchmake them, or they stay here in America and they settle for less. And when anybody settles for less in this life, ladies and gentlemen, you always have that feeling of angst, that feeling of anger just inside of you. You look at your husband. I know some women that would tell me that at night when they are sleeping, they roll over and look at their husband as he's just snoring, bah, bah, just blowing that trumpet like a train that's going from Alagbado to Yaba. They're like, bah, bah, and they'll say, you know what? Usually between like 2:30 and 3 a.m., I just want to carry my hand and pinch down his nose and cover his mouth. I'm like, no, you tried to kill him. They say, no, I didn't do it, but it didn't cross my mind because he's so annoying. That's what happens when you settle for less. You have somebody that's on top of you, sweating on top of you. He cannot even afford your bride price. And then what are you doing? Aim high. Do what you need to do to be the woman you have to be, to find the right mate for yourself. And don't limit yourself to these men, because guess what? These men are now waiting for you. Go out there and be the best you can be. Come on now. There's nothing terrible about it. Go out there, be the best you can be. Give birth to a pikin that look like Drake. Yes, Drake is mixed. It's not a terrible thing for you to born a daughter that you don't have to be spending every single day going to go and buy Dark and Lovely to relax her hair. Confirm. There's some advantages. I've said this in a video I did, what was it, like Africa Today Show 7 or 8, where I was saying, go out there and get you a white man. Go out there and get you a Jamaican man. Go out there and get you, a Mexican man. Do whatever you need to do to be happy. Don't wait for nobody else, because guess what? Even our parents that will sit here and tell you, this is who you must marry, this is who you must marry. We're very fortunate, very lucky if our parents have 20, 30 years left. So you got married the man of your mother's dream. Your mother on that mod. And you're stuck with that person for the next 40, 50 years. So then they do better. The question of the day is, will you consider marrying out of your race? Why would you or why would you not? Has it ever crossed your mind? Go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section below. God bless. That's why I'm going to end today's show on. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing the African Princess of Comedy tour. We're going to Hollywood. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I already know deep inside of my spirit. I've meditated, I've prayed, and I've asked God. I said, show me a sign that this thing is supposed to happen. I won't even lie to you guys, ladies and gentlemen. We sold tickets, but the number of tickets we sold was so low. My mind started shaking because this is a self-funded thing. There's nobody else that's kicking out the money for me to be able to do these shows. I mean, my budget for this event is almost like $35,000. Cash. No credit cards, no nothing. And I'm thinking to myself, like, dang, this people haven't even bought like 100 tickets. We have a hall that's supposed to hold 1,400 people. Good Lord, how are we going to do it? And then signs started coming through. Just different things that they're coming through. People hitting me up telling me that they're coming for the show. Not just human beings, regular people, but then like you're getting like, you know, big media houses hitting you up like, oh snap, we heard you guys are doing this thing here in LA. Which is the main reason why we're going to LA. We're trying to achieve our dreams. We're trying to push everything out there. My goal is that when I'm 70 years old and I'm old and gray and I'm sitting in a rocking chair and I have my grandchildren on my lap, they're gonna look at me and be like, Granddaddy, how do you feel about being old? I say, I feel wonderful, I feel fulfilled because I did everything I could do in my youth to be the greatest man I could possibly be. And that's one of the most beautiful things. So go ahead and buy your tickets for the show. apchollywood.eventbrite.com. I know for a fact I have a lot of my ATS people that watch the show. Some of you are living in Sydney, some of you are living in Canada, some people are living in Nigeria. You know you can't make it to the show, but go ahead and buy a ticket. When you buy that ticket, send me an email, africancomedians@gmail.com. Like, Foxy, I bought this ticket to support you. Your support matters. Your support counts. Because when I see people doing that thing, it gingers my soul. I always shout out Adane. Adane is somebody who always buys tickets every when she doesn't come for the shows. And that makes me feel so happy. Because that means that somebody out there is looking at me and saying, yo, you be giving us this inspiration for free. You're now trying to do something to move this your comedy thing to that next level. Let me inspire you. It's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. God helps those who help themselves. And I believe there is a God in you. That's what we talk whenever I end this show. And it's when I die and I've watched and I went in doubt. STB.